Alright, and we should be live. So say hello.
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 That. Who's ready for some justice, guy? Let's go.
Yeah, 36 bosses, 100%. Let's do it. Mm.
So, just can start?
Not yet. So,
okay,
chat,
yeah.
you can let us know if you can hear us okay?
Let us know if we're all good, chat. Woohoo. So this will be a fun run. We've got lots of exciting bosses, lots of good music, exceed mode. Oh yeah.
Yeah, the whole shebang. No glitching here, no skips, no nothing. Okay, maybe some skips, but...
Maybe some skips.
You guys want to introduce yourselves before we start?
Sure, Krakka, you want to go first or you want me to?
Sure.
And
I'll go
then
first.
I'll move.
Hey guys, as I didn't introduce myself last time I was doing stuff for Peace, my name's Krakkacafe. I've been doing stuff in the community for about a couple months now, and I'm fairly new, and I was really thankful to these guys for letting me help out with this event. And, you know, I stream sometimes too, and it's cool stuff. And, Miku, go ahead.
Yeah, so I'm MikuAiwana. You can find me by that on both Twitter and Twitch. I've been playing fan games for a while, mostly avoidances, but I know enough about them to hopefully talk about it and make it really interesting for you guys. So let's have some fun. Also, our two runners, we have Almu, if you want to introduce yourself.
Hello, I'm Almurat. Playing 4 games for several years, and this is my favorite one. So that's why I'm here. Kinda.
And we also have Uranium 41, but he's muted, so doesn't matter. It'll still be a fun race.
Alrighty, you guys ready?
Yep, I'm ready.
Alrighty, I'm gonna give you a countdown. So, start the race in 3, 2, 1, go.
Here we go. Okay, so first thing that's going to be critical to realize is this is not your normal fan game. It's a little more unique with its visuals and hitbox styles, and the fact that you also have multiple weapons, which will be controlled with the different arrow keys, which will come into play with some of the bosses. And as well, the difference here is if you look on your left, we have Uranium, who's going to be using the regular kid, and then we have Almu, who's using a different kid. And from what I understand, the difference is that the kid that Almu is using is always a floor jump and has a bit of a floatier physics style. So yeah, hi chat as well. Krakka, I've just started talking a lot. You want to talk or you want me to keep going?
Oh, no, I was I was setting up my stream, so it hasn't actually...
Okay.
10 seconds behind. But,
So,
are they in the right places, by the way? You said Almo's using the blue guy, right? Yeah, they're like...
yeah. Uranium's being a little tiny thingy, but that's okay. Voice is quiet compared to game sound. I don't know who's controlling that endpoint, so I'm gonna let that be. Okay, but yeah, so
Probably are a bit quiet compared to game sounds. No, Pat's in there.
But basically one thing that I should point out right off the bat is the use of the different guns. The first gun I have is just your standard hit style. Second gun is an auto fire one, which you'll see being used a lot for getting lots of damage in. You'll also see the shotgun. Uh-oh. Oh boy. Sorry about that.
Yeah, the game sound just got mega loud.
Okay, I'll re-explain. I'll re-explain. You have the standard gun, which will just shoot a single bullet. You've got the second gun, which will shoot at a really fast rate. Your third gun's your shotgun, so a bit of a short range, but also high damage. And you also have the rocket launcher, which has a really high reload time, but does a lot of damage per hit.
Yeah, they change around guns quite a bit in this. I mean, shotgun is best DPS by far. Rocket launcher right behind, and Uzi at third place, of course, because it's the fastest one. But typically, most of the time they need damage, they're gonna bust out the shotgun.
Okay, so
Actually, rocket launcher might do a little damage, but it completely ignores bosses' damage resistance. Bosses has various damage resistance. It's actually for first 3 guns, but fourth guns ignores damage resistance. So in some boss fights, this is important, and rocket launcher become my best gun.
Okay, so the first boss here, as you can kind of tell, you're getting constantly shifted to the left. Your idea being that you have to keep walking right. Looks like he's down on Uranium side. But it's mainly just about focusing, dealing the damage there, avoiding the crane from above, and a couple of the aim-related things. So both runners got that out of the way now. So that's pretty neat. Worth noting, the plot of this game, as far as I can tell, is you pick some giant army off somehow and everything that's...
First boss is not quite as bad as everything else in the future, by far.
Worth pointing out as well, the blue arrow things that look like triangles, those give you an extra jump, and the purple things will shove you downward at an accelerated rate. Also, these curving shots that hold on to you look absolutely awful. You look like a nightmare to play with. But yeah, so you'll see a lot of gun switching, because a lot of the time you'll use the Uzi to just get through a quick amount of enemies, but you'll also be using the heavier dealing weapons, such as the shotgun and the rocket launcher, when you get to the bosses, which specifically have a lot of HP at times. And this is also 100%, which also means that not only do we play through the game, but we also get to go get 18 relics, fight 18 more bosses, and then replay all the bosses in the Exceed difficulty, which is not easy whatsoever.
Not by
and yes, Chad is pointing out synced right now, fairly synced. Also, yeah, these airstrikes, it's wonderful how it just blows up everything beneath them, but there's no projectiles actually dropped.
Also, I'd like to point out, I'm not quite sure why there is on a train, but they're there, so...
It doesn't matter, it's just a thing. Our voices are still low, Patrick.
I guess so at the times. The apocalypse. You're right.
So worth noting right now is that Almu holds records in both the any percent and 100% category. Uranium just a couple minutes behind each of them, meaning that we should have a really good race going on.
And it will be interesting to see too the differences between the two kids and how they're going to be playing, because we'll play similarly for a while, but it gets a lot different as you get into the later stages.
Yep. Also, I don't think I mentioned, one feature of this engine is sliding, which you can see is used a lot as you travel faster, but as well it can let you do some jumps which wouldn't otherwise be possible. So you'll see that being used a lot during the run, because that's really efficient. And I hope you guys enjoy these stages, because we'll be coming back to every single one of them later on in the run.
Hot damn.
That way, if you happen to blink for a second and miss all that's going on, you can see it all again in glorious 800 by 608. And so Alum on the right here is coming up to the second boss, which is just a gigantic blink. He also has a lot of missiles.
Gold seek part. He's a tough one though. He is a nasty last desperate effort attack that sometimes can give you a run for your money.
The last attack is quite a nightmare. Also, this right here just completely destroying everything on the ground. That's great.
What the fuck is this shit? Oh my god.
Dang.
Oh, rip.
As you can tell, any death to the boss is going to take a lot of time away from you. So we have Uranium
I didn't
here.
see.
Yeah, we've got Uranium going in through some of this. Almu's got to go at him a second time. This attack is quite something, by the way.
Yeah, the last attack gets faster.
And not only will you faster and faster just now, but wait till we get to Deuce and Deuce Exceed, because that, you love fast things, you're gonna have a fun time with that.
You have to have good memory for that almost, I'd
Nice,
say.
we got Uranium past boss now. Looks like Alum took another death. Don't worry, Alum, we believe in you, you can do it. But yeah, again, in this boss, you can see them frequently switching between guns, going to the Uzi to wipe out the troops along the bottom, but as well switching to the shotgun to get that higher DPS in when it comes to reaching the blip.
Oh my god.
There's Alum, sadly another death.
Also, go ahead and mention on Uranium's side, if you see these little purple, like, little things that they're kind of trying to avoid, they look like the jump refreshers, but they're purplish in color. Those actually shove you down into the ground, so you don't want to hit those, usually.
Yeah. There's one point in the run where I think you have to slide into those to get a speed boost, which is pretty cool. But, yeah. That'll be fun to see. And you can see, using the rocket launcher here again for the minimum number of hits, that way he can stay out of the way of the troops, because the troops will only attack you if they can see you. Also, Cycles. Who doesn't love Cycles? Let's be honest here.
I think that's also nice about the troops, is that typically you can just pass through them provided they are not shooting, which is kind of nice to see them slide through them quite a few times in some of the later stages as well.
And we have Almu getting through the second boss right there, so that's pretty sweet.
And Uranium's on the worst stage in the game.
Yeah, this stage is pretty nasty. You have the crabs. These things are invincible. They are merciless. They will try to hunt you down if you can.
Oh, yeah. Those were lobsters this whole time. That's crazy.
Aren't they lobsters? Oh, what did I say?
You said crabs.
Oh my
I'm not sure. I thought they were lobsters. They could be passable as crabs as well.
Whatever, lobster.
Either way.
I'm gonna go with that.
Yeah, you got gators, you got piranhas, you got flowers, you got dudes, you got lobsters, you got everything.
You got lobster abs, like literally everything's coming in.
Lobster
here.
abs.
Oh, never mind. I guess they aren't invincible, but they can take quite a hit. I mean, when's the last time you've had to kill your lobster with a rocket launcher before you could cook it? I don't know about you, but I don't usually blast them with rocket launchers before I cook them. Okay, so Uranium here is shifting to an underwater stage, meaning that he can jump infinitely. So that'll be pretty fun for the most part, except you also have these jellyfish dudes, and when you shoot them, they have a million baby jellyfish in a couple seconds, and as you can imagine, that really gets in the way.
And that's
Also
not even the
tentacles.
worst part. The tentacles are way worse, because they squirt ink all over the screen. Fantastic.
Yup.
Not being able to hardly see anything.
Seeing things is overrated, let's be honest.
True.
I mean, they had a blind race earlier. Clearly, you don't need to see to play games.
Why not be actually blind?
Oops, I blindfolded myself. Also, we have Almu on the worst stage as well, or one of the worst stages. We'll also see a really hard stage further on. That'll be quite the satisfying thing to watch. Okay, and so here on Uranium's side, we are up to this giant submarine boss, who has a couple different random attacks you can choose from, and you just have to adapt to what it gives you.
The whale boss can be quite neat sometimes. There's one particular attack which you're
that's
seeing
a
right now,
whale.
as that one's a little tough to deal with.
Yeah, it's a little difficult to tell that at times.
But typically he's not too bad.
Wow. So far he's doing fairly well. Now, you get
Oh, RNG
Ooh,
piranha.
getting piranha'd. Dang.
Those are not fun.
So
There's only
Almu catching
second
up again.
phase to the whale fight, but it comes when he gets about half health, I think.
Not at half health. I think at least like a quarter health. If I
Quarter.
remember correctly.
So 3/4
Also,
of the way.
targeted bullets, because why should you just not have targeted bullets? Interesting is the side the runners choose to do these on. I know Den prefers to do it on the left side, from when I watched his runs. Also, look, tentacles. There's even more of them. Oh, into a piranha attack too. Yikes. So as we know, piranhas can be either really nice or really mean. Oh, I guess it's around a third. Okay, so this is the second phase of the whale. So he's gonna shoot out a whole bunch of random bullets, and you're gonna hope to not get hit. And when he charges forward, you don't want to get bopped by the whale. Whooping by the whale is not fun.
Yeah, typically in most situations they'll probably use shotgun or a rocket, but they gotta stay safe for this one because of the fact that it does charge. So, like right there, you just saw him.
That was
almost
extremely
get eaten.
close.
That was super duper close.
We also have Alum coming up on this side, who's now playing the boss as well. And Uranium's got the whale down. So keep an eye on Alum here, see if he can get through this boss. If he does this deathless, he's picked up a little bit of time. Saved a little bit of time on the ring. Someone want to take the title, Patrick?
I already tagged that.
Nice. Thank you. Okay, so now we have the canals, where you see the wonderful sentries. It's just like security cameras, except they have guns strapped to them, and they do not hesitate to shoot at you upon sight. Ain't that fun?
Surprisingly, you can actually press C in this section to go in a card box, kind of like Solid Snake, to kind of dodge those cameras. But speed runs, nah.
Who needs boxes? Let's be honest.
You need to protect yourself from sentry guns, and you can just pass them.
Yep, rainy days, crack is speaking. Also,
Yep, that's me, and Miku's the other one.
I'm fucking dead. Fucking
But
god.
trolling me.
Also, it's emulated spike things with saw blades. Just hope I don't break the title. Oh no, cat's rioting.
The proper authorities have been notified. Arctic, don't worry. Oh, it's updated now.
Thank you, Poison.
Nice
Also,
name.
we can see that Almu is having a bit of a struggle with the whale as well, but we believe in him. Let's give him some RNG praise, please.
At this point, you know, there's a lot of places where time can be made up, especially near boss fights.
Especially once we hit Exceed.
Like 5 to 10 minutes each to sometimes get them down, so plenty of room still.
Yeah. Exceed will be a large deciding point. Also, if you look on Uranium side, you basically skip under everything that can attack you in that level, because why should you play levers? And also you can jump waterfalls because you feel like that.
Thanks, Quasi.
Okay. Almu, let's get this. You can see him going for the riskier strats with the shotgun, going closer to the whale, but that can always be dangerous, like there with the charge. Okay, so worth noting on Almu's side, you can go into the lighter colored water, but for that deeper colored water, you cannot jump in. And there we go, Almu taking down the whale. Thank you, TapXYHYC, because praying for Almu did it, let's be honest. Also, yeah, tanks love rocket launchers.
Alright. Uranium's having a bit of some hiccups there. Still going good though, not to worry.
Yeah, a lot of these stages are really rough because there's just so many things out to get you. So we see the cardboard box getting used here so that the sentry can't hit him.
Oh my god, he used the box. Holy Jesus.
We have seen the box, boys.
Box has come out. Oh my.
The box is out of the cage.
Oh yes, I should probably mention, I don't know if Miku mentioned it before, but this game was made by Gustav and Kuka, who's well known for making explosions and all kinds of great production value. And Gustav, well, if you've played some Z3, you'll probably recognize some of his characteristic boss attacks from.
Shoutouts to the Z3 run up next.
Secret.
Okay. Also, X1 and X2. I believe X1 is the one with the rapid fire gun, and X2 is the one who's currently firing those homing bullets. This boss fight is an absolute nightmare because you've got so much going on. You've got targeted shots coming from both X1 and X2. You've got troops you've got to shoot down. You've got tanks driving across. And so sometimes they'll play it risky and use the shotguns to hit X1 and X2 when they're on the lower ledges, but they won't always go for that. You can also notice that Uranium will be, well, taking a death, sadly. He'll be using the rocket launcher. Using the rocket launcher to hit the tank before it actually falls down. That way he can spare himself a bit of nasty stuff there.
Yeah, this boss is definitely a potential time sink because you can sometimes just get insta-gibbed right when you're in front of, I guess X1 is the red one, right? His face, sometimes I've seen him bust out something nasty.
Yeah, these guys can be pretty cruel because they love shooting aimed things and they love having really, really big explosions, which is a recipe for disaster half the time when you're dealing with troops running around, tanks wanting to kill you, and massive explosions such as that, by the way. Like, that was a huge explosion.
Also, fun fact, I think their voices might be from Counter-Strike or another like FPS game like Call of Duty or something. I'm not quite sure.
Counter-Strike voices play after you kill them. So there's Uranium getting that in only one death, so that's really nice.
Well done. Looks like Almurat's still working on catch up. I think he's coming up on the boss here in just a moment.
Yep, I think Almu is also going to be moving on to X1 and X2. Okay, those green arrows will give you a speed boost on Uranium screen, making you move really fast. Also, going to blue crystals will send you the red ones. Also, super speed protection spreading into place for fits. Not only will you see just one of those this run, you're going to see a couple, especially when we have to come back to it again.
Also, again, I want to mention a shout out to the birds in this stage, man. These birds really be a serious problem in this stage.
If you really love birds, wait for Bird Guy. Because I tell you, you love pigeons, you're going to be shaking with excitement when you get there.
I'm not going to lie, I kind of got pretty excited with this guy. But then also, I thought it was the long fight.
Let's send Almu some praying as well. Okay,
yeah,
on Uranium side, this is also an extremely difficult level. This part right here is kind of nasty because you have to deal with the aim stuff as well as the homing things, meaning that it can be pretty cruel at times. Also speed boosts. Woohoo! So that was a fast way to get through that. This section is also particularly difficult, if I remember correctly, because these birds really love to be mean. Also, like blue crystal that will kill you. Also, in case you may or may not have noticed by now, the enemies can shoot through the boxes, but unfortunately for you, you can't. Anti-bullet boxes.
Yeah, they're still very selective on the bullets they like to let pass through them, unfortunately.
Also, touching red crystals will do nothing, so that's fine. No worries if you bump into those. Okay, Uranium making some quick work of those guys, thankfully. That's another hard level out of the way.
Why is it so bad? Fucking god, dude. Oh my god.
Yeah, X1 and X2 are really RNG heavy, and they love putting you in really, really mean scenarios. Also, Uranium comes up to a maze. Because why would you not have mazes in here? Clearly, you don't know how to make games if you don't have mazes.
Oh, and you can't forget about the best mob in the game, the giant slug, dude.
There we go, guys.
Damage so does absolutely nothing but just eat bullets.
Also, press F for respect for that. You needed it to
respect.
violent manner.
So GG, Almurat, man. Nice one done.
There you go. X1, X2 out of the way on Almu's side. Looking good. Also, there's a couple crystals here that you'll see Uranium will have to skip because those will either send them somewhere completely useless or kill them. Also, another giant slug. So, not only are you just killing a slug, you're killing his best friend as well. I mean, really, you should be feeling bad for this. Please, put a Bible, put some respect. Or...
Hey, if we're fortunate enough, we'll be able to see them come back from the grave a little later.
Yep.
Spoiler alert.
Someone needs to stop sighing into the mic. Almu, you've been requested to stop sighing, so I don't know, maybe you should sigh louder. Just do that for him.
Mm-hmm.
Also, yeah, we are now coming up on Ayla on Uranium's side. And also Almu here coming up to another really hard level. So this is Ayla. So the gimmick of this is that you want to use the crystals to swap from side to side. And the way this works is you have 2 health bars there. The one on the top is for the tree, and the purple one is for Ayla. Every time you damage Ayla, you can see there she does around 900 damage to the tree. So Ayla is gonna love to spam all these really magical attacks with cool things. And the tree is just going to also be a massive pain. This boss is also very RNG heavy.
Tree basically scans your position and drops the bomb. Oh, geez, that's a bad combination right there. Slug and he had the teleport. Nicely done, though.
Yeah,
Boy.
that is pretty nasty. Good job pulling through that.
Yeah, on the tree scans your position, you got a mode.
Level.
They drop laser beams from the sky on your head.
Yep.
And also, when you hit Isla, it damages the tree. So, the more you hit her, you can either completely focus on her or focus on the tree, or just kind of split it around.
I think you need to hit Ayla 4 times, since she does 900 damage to the tree. Also, Uranium taking a death there. Taking deaths on bosses, as already stated, is extremely costly because they have so much health that you're time about here. So, yeah, you gotta hope for some good luck. Also, giant slugs being completely obliterated again. No one respects the slugs, I can tell. I haven't seen any slug respect, so tears for them.
It's good. Yeah, Isla's good, alright. Her own special way. She's good.
Ayla
Oh my
is
god.
It's an interesting boss by far. A lot of the bosses in this game are extremely interesting, but there's 1 or 2 characteristics that makes it really, really hard to enjoy them, or makes it a lot more difficult.
Yeah, there's always...
Also, yeah, I think that's supposed to be a fish, but I can't tell that.
Yeah, I think it's supposed to be like the fish, but it's kind of
The
squished
fish is
together.
gonna get you. Oh, that was a close one.
Man,
And now we have both runners up here at Ayla.
saves. Still dying occasionally, but good saves, boy. Oh.
Man, yeah, this RNG isn't being too friendly to either of them. As you can see, they're getting a lot of green walls when they don't have much of a chance to avoid them.
I keep getting slugged right when the fish comes out, which makes it super hard to avoid.
Yeah.
Also, the little pine cones you see falling from the tree, those can be big assholes as well, depending upon what you're trying to do.
Uranium taking another costly death. Almu opting to spam rather than use the Uzi for a short while. Oh, and giant explosion.
It's like,
Ayla can give you some pretty awful RNG, I'm gonna have to agree, but it is an interesting boss to play through, but it is quite difficult for speedruns.
yeah.
Dang,
this
Uranium
boss can be
getting
such a speedrun nightmare.
Uranium getting blasted again by those green walls.
Generally, like, certain combinations of attacks will pretty much almost destroy you, and those combinations seem to come up quite frequently, unfortunately.
Especially if that involves slug. Let's be honest. This very well could be a splitting factor for the race. Someone ahead early on.
Yeah.
Oh,
behind.
yes.
I was kind of surprised. I didn't think Ilo would be a splitting factor, but boy, she sure is being one. Oh.
Nice job to Almu, by the way, getting through that.
Nice on Almu.
So now Almu, who was behind just before Ayla, is now coming out ahead. How the tides turn.
Off to the viaduct, which is quite a fun stage. It's
also this bonking.
Yeah, this section at the very beginning of the first stage is kind of like freaking what face, man. I don't know what's up with that.
Yeah, I don't know why they chose that. Also, yeah, you run through these massive corridors of enemies. They're not gonna shoot at you, so it's okay. Also, super speed section. Let's go. Ooh, we're getting a crystal here to skip all the way over here. There's two ways you can do that. I believe you can also shotgun down the door and go around that. These red refreshers also give you a really high jump. Uranium just getting beat up by the RNG from Ayla. Send him some RNG, folks.
First stage.
Currently the person on the right is ahead, Flame Haze. That is Almurat. And the person on the left is Uranium. And he was ahead of before going into Ayla. Also another super speed section. Woohoo! Who doesn't love turbo speed?
This game I probably would not say is done for beginners, but potentially you could be able to do it. The bosses are probably going to be some of the sticking points majorly if you're a beginner though.
The platforming is just going to be a lot of pattern to learn, but these bosses are going to be a nightmare if you're new to things. Also, yeah, giant helicopters. I think that's all I need to say. Giant helicopters. There we go. Uranium is now through Ayla. There we go.
Yes, I'm not over yet,
keep in
guys.
mind, this is nowhere close to the end, as Krakka was saying. We still get to play through the game again and fight 18 more bosses, and then all the bosses again. Shout out to Patrick there with that entry-level Fangame. Totally look at those if you're into these. Also, exploding blocks. If you're on the block when they blow up, kabam. Your internals become external. Also, yeah, again, just dashing through a gazillion troops, because that doesn't mean anything. And once you finish the level, you're literally invincible no matter how many things hit you. So that's okay.
Yeah, B.
Okay.
That is not the only RNG boss. Isla is definitely known for being one of the worst, but and with a game with 36 bosses, there ain't just one.
Yeah. I don't know if we want to spoil that till we get there, so...
No. I'll leave the surprise for later.
Also, the truck segment, there's two strategies here. Looks like Almu is going to opt to do the safer strat. It's possible to run ahead and shoot some of these things earlier to get things transitioning faster, mainly this helicopter, but you can also sit on the truck, which is a lot easier to read, and sometimes near the end you just hide on the back of the truck and the truck is invincible, nothing destroys the truck.
Yeah. It's pretty weird
at what it's made out of.
The character running on the street like ahead of the truck, almost insinuating that the character is faster than the truck that's supposed to be driving really fast. It's a strat.
Yeah. What if the truck's just going at like 3 miles per hour?
True, yeah. It could be going like 1 or 2 miles an hour.
He's like, pick it up, driver. What is this? And there's Almu getting through the stage. Uranium not too far behind with really big helicopters again. Woohoo. Also, you'll notice this has a ranking system. Ahem, Sonic 06. But, yeah. Up here.
Was Time Machine before this?
Yes, Time Machine was
Time
before
Machine was before this, okay.
We have Gottfried, and this guy loves just covering exactly what you see of everything, which is why he has this black smoke. Also, he really likes the color black. This is full emo style. He can also freeze you in the spot, and if you don't tap enough to wiggle, that happens, and he slices you, and that can be painful.
Yeah, and those of you who don't know, Infuka also made Time Machine 2, and I think, did Gustav make Best Guy, or was that also Infuka?
Gustav made Best Guy. I think Infuka also made Time Machine 1, but we don't really talk about that.
Yeah, we don't talk about Time Machine much. And as you notice, we progress further into the Gottfried by the Darkness Confused Rise, which makes it a little complicated to figure out what your character is. Well, but
Yep.
And again, with the shotgun, you can kind of see the little blast there, fortunately.
Also, this is nasty because some of these bullets you can't even see if you're not readily looking for them.
Yeah, you have to be on the extreme left side, otherwise it becomes very difficult to deal with that.
Yeah. Even on the left side, it's still difficult. Nice. And there's Almu taking him down. Difference between red and blue kid. The kid on the left is just the regular kid, so he controls with mostly regular physics. The blue kid always will full jump and has a bit of a floatier physics style. We are not being racist. We support all sorts of people because we love everyone, even people who don't play Fangames, but we love them slightly less.
Almurat came up on Best Boss, which is going to be Deus, and what's the girl's name again, Miku?
Lena.
Lena, that's right. So if you notice if he'll have to restart, which he may or may not have to, you always reset if you want Deus first. You don't want Lena first because she's way easier to use. Deus is quite the beast. And if you've ever seen Gustav from Z3, you'll definitely see some similarities between the two.
Yeah, so as you can tell, Deuce is kind of based off of Gustav's style of designing bosses. So yeah, lasers, explosions, fast things, yay. And then we have Uranium coming here on Gottfried. So, watch.
Uranium stream kind of took up a little bit, still good though.
Yep. If that's hiccuping, don't worry. He's just having some
Here we see Gustav's influence. Yep, Baron, you can see it all over the place with this.
Yeah. And if you think this looks difficult and crazy, wait till we get to Exceed mode, because that's where the real fun is.
Oh yeah.
Fuck.
I think that was a ripper for Almurat there.
Yep. I'm gonna guess so as well.
Oh, Almurat got Deus down, now we're on to Lena.
Fuck
so.
me,
Yep.
dude.
Oh, dang.
Ripperoni.
That's a nasty death.
Feels bad, man.
As you can tell, any of these deaths when your boss has 1.4k HP, it starts taking a while.
And of course, as you guys can tell, there is no save point. You gotta do.
You gotta work pretty hard to get this thing correctly.
Yeah. Like, I imagine if I was playing this game, I'd probably be stuck here.
Yeah, the bosses is what gets most people stuck. Also, congrats to Uranium getting through Gottfried there, meaning he should now be up on Deuce and Lena. And once again, we see that we're now going to be faced with a situation where one may come in front of the other again just because of RNG or execution.
Yep. Very bueno. I figured this is probably another point where they would kind of meet up again. Sorry.
Anything in Exceed as well is going to be a huge run maker or breaker.
Well, even some of the bonus bosses too, or some of them can be a little face.
Yeah, some of them can be pretty nasty as well when they're getting close to the 5k HP range, because the attacks aren't difficult. One little hiccup and you've lost 2-3 minutes.
Wow. Almurat getting a nice run with Deus. He didn't even have to do his fast lasers. That's probably one of the worst attacks. So he probably got an easy end for Lena here.
Butterflies. Whee! Also, yeah, this time effect looks really cool. And also, Lena really likes lasers as well.
Who doesn't like lasers? Everybody's got lasers these days.
Yeah. And when we see Deuce later on again, you're gonna see that not only did he just have his regular lasers, he also had some steroid hiding in the closet that he used for those.
Oh yes.
You're gonna love those. Also, this part in Lena, you have to press those buttons whilst going through the fight. If you don't press them all before that white bar disappears, you will be killed.
Yeah, lovely
Also,
death.
we've got both of them on Lena over here. Both getting close to the end, so this could be quite interesting.
That number sequence part can certainly be very unkind depending on what you're trying to.
There we go, by the way. Almu getting there, and he's coming through. And you get to fight Deuce and Lena at the same time now.
This is your reward for being singularly, not even fighting once.
Yeah, their attacks are still pretty fair. You usually only face one attack at a time. But now you gotta focus on hitting 2 targets.
Uranium, Thug Life, man, did it like on the first couple tries there. Very nicely done. Now he's also caught up back to Almurat.
You'll also see some attacks where Deuce and Lena will do something at the same time. They'll have a kind of purpley background. And those are some flashbacks to Influka's and Gustav's earlier games, which will also happen to see a little later as well. So yeah, on Uranium side here.
Yeah, you may
I
recognize some
believe
familiar
this
characters.
a shout out to Velak Overdrive from Time Machine 2. Also, yeah, massive explosions make things cool.
Always.
And here we have this mecha guy who is blasting a lot of explosive projectiles on things that bounce.
Not sure if it's a guy or a girl. It looks like he's got a rack there. Hex. Not too clear on that.
I don't know. It's a thing. Let's go.
Yeah, it's a person.
So yeah, you can notice they're both coming up on pretty good events here. So Lena's attack here on Alum's side, or Alum's side, it gets increasingly faster with the orbs that spawn from the top, as well as the aimed projectiles. And with the massive explosions, you have to be really careful where you spawn. And then on your right side, we've got more lasers. It's Oz. Also, these spikes. And this upside down guy.
And the upside down guy.
He's knocked out.
Super weird. Oh boy. Oh.
And then on Uranium side here, we've got Spinny Amy guy who shoots things.
Yep. And then rocks, of course. Can't forget the rocks because they're also around.
And to make a joke, this boss rocks. Sorry, I like my
God, no.
Also, yeah, this guy's a demon, and he drops fireballs. That also have explosions.
Yeah, he's one of the nicer ones of the ones that you might see, fortunately.
We are seeing a lot of flashback attacks here.
Yeah, this is a lot, actually.
That's some pretty nasty RNG.
Or good RNG, depending, I guess.
Yeah.
But you can't get like the bosses during the flashbacks, which kind of...
That's what makes it really annoying, too, because it's kind of random. You can be faced with a really endurance style, or you can be faced with just a really fast-paced damage-dealing one.
Well, they're both
so you can see, yeah, they were both at 500 for a little bit of time there. And this attack coming up on Uranium side is kind of where things get a little crazy. You are both avoiding Deuce's lasers and Lena's lasers, as well as aiming bullets from the top, whilst you have to jump over explosions from the bottom. Thankfully, you can get in a pretty comfy rhythm.
You guys can see they're both the same final attack. It's kind of what they get into once they points.
Yep. Thankfully, that's one of the more consistent attacks, and that's really good. Now we get to the credits.
Man, fantastic game complete on both sides within seconds of each other. Fantastic.
Interesting, you can see here how the time for the two is very similar, but the deaths on Uranium side is much less.
Yeah, Uranium caught up real fast there, man. That was good shit.
Yeah. So, credits. Give me your Pog Champs for credits because everyone wants to watch credits.
Yeah,
And
1/3
what?
down, 2/3 to go, boys.
If one set of credits is not enough for you, we've got 2 sets of credits. And if that's not enough for you, we even get to watch it a 3rd time. Oh boy.
Yes. Credits for you, credits.
Credits. So not only will you see Gustav and Fluka's name twice, you're gonna see it 3 times too. Think about that, guys. I hope all of you can contain your excitement. But if you can't contain your excitement, give us some Pog Champs. I'm slightly afraid to say give us a big face because I know what happens with big
Let's not do that.
Yeah.
But...
Let's not say that. Or Patrick might find this. Rip.
Oh yeah, Daddy Pat's watching, man. Watch out.
Big
Found
brother
it,
is
guys.
watching.
Oh shit, there he is.
Shoot. There we go, we've been made.
Run.
Evacuate.
There's a whole big list of all the music and stuff in case you guys. I was kind of surprised to see some of these. Some of these are some pretty interesting games like Doranpachi. I know it was a pretty awesome game.
Shoutouts to
Cave games. Gotta love some good old bullet hell.
Dodon Pocky and any cave game. That soundtrack is just gonna blow your mind.
Yeah, cave games have such good sounds.
Odemedius is also a shooter. Not a shooter, Danmaku, if I remember correctly. Thank you for playing. But keep in mind, guys, it's not going to be 1 thank you. It's not going to be 2 thank yous. It's going to be 3 thank yous.
Or Uranium, man, you gotta save the frames, dude. That's a lot of drop frames. Oh, bad.
That's okay. If they're dropped frames, that's frames that we don't see on our end. They must have been saved from critique of the viewers. Also, now things get real, because not only have we beaten the game once, but we get to play through literally every platforming level again to find relics. So yeah. Also, Suburbs have really good music.
Never thought
So you'll see...
Death, but you know, I guess that's what they went with it here.
You'll see both Almu and Uranium. They'll be getting the relic and then exiting the level as soon as possible, because they don't actually need to complete the level so long as they make it to a save point. Also, here is save jumping. Oh, never mind. I guess you don't have to save jump. That's an instance where the blue kid helps a lot as well. So we can see they're basically neck and neck at this point. Different strategies here is going to save Almu a bit of time. Oh, no, never mind. He has to deal with the bottom guy, so Uranium's going to take that.
And no, you guys are not tripping. These items were not appear until the game.
Yeah, you can't collect these earlier on. Also, some of them happen to be hidden in a really, really nice place, aka in walls.
AKA, you can't ever flip and see them unless you magically walk into the darn things.
Basically.
It's pretty nasty. Some of those hiding spaces, you would never guess they were there. You'd literally have to go through the whole stage and hug the wall until you find them.
Also, shotguns are apparently really efficient at taking down tanks.
Who knew? Let's just call them armor-piercing shotguns. Maybe that's closer.
And here, if 1 train wasn't enough for you, we even have 2 trains.
Fucking god.
Oh. I don't know why the train says that. That's pretty cool.
Worth noting as well, giant crabs.
Crabs on trains.
Also golden crabs. I think there was something with Skyrim getting golden crab armor. Last I heard. I don't know though. Also, yeah, airstrikes. Those are cool. So we see Uranium, again, picking up a little time here, but that probably won't mean anything once we get to Exceed mode and Boss Rush, which is going to turn the tides a lot. We're likely going to see lead shifting a lot as soon as we get to the 18 bosses in a row. Yes, you heard me right. 18 bosses in a row. Get hyped, get your snacks, get your drink, because we're going to be here the whole time.
Non-stop boss rush action like crazy.
Think about it this way. Not only do you get to see bosses, but you get to see 17 more of them. All in a row. How lucky are you?
I feel like the items that you have to collect have some kind of significance probably to the other games, but I can't read Korean, so rip.
I can't read Korean either. Also, here's an example of one that's in the wall, I'm fairly certain.
Yeah, this is one of them right here. Which is totally...
Good luck finding that on your own.
Yeah, good friggin' luck on that one blind.
Jumping to literally every wall. So again, this game is really interesting in that you can see deaths to bosses cost a lot more time because they are at the same time again, but the death count is massively different.
Yeah, Uranium's got about half the deaths of Almurat for sure.
And they're around the same time too, which makes this really interesting.
Yeah.
Item get.
I think on the world record for deaths, it was around 100, so it'd be interesting to see a record, like less deaths run than the world record too.
It's the lobster abs again. Your favorite, everyone.
And bronze and guys, everything.
Alligators, crocodiles, guns, lobster.
Like literally everything you
can
find in the ocean and swamp.
And giant flowers. Basically, the only thing that doesn't kill you is that tree.
Because why not? But if it's September, you better look out, though. That's for sure.
I think that was another hidden block one. Like,
yeah, he squeaked in there real quick. It was underwater.
Dang, those are some nasty ones. So we can see again, Uranium's saved a little time or gained a bit of a lead over Almu here due to the platforming. And you get to see your jellyfish buddies again. And we have Almu on the same annoying level that Uranium just got through. So there's really not that much of a difference either. Item get.
Oh, and yes, as you guys can tell, the bosses do not have any items hidden in their areas as well. It's all just in the platforming stages.
Yeah, thankfully. Imagine doing Deuce and Lena and having to grab some item halfway.
Yeah, well, come on, that doesn't sound like a certain played game a lot.
Shoot X1 in a specific pixel, gain item, must kill boss.
I mean, getting items during bosses is kind of ridiculous, boy.
Oh yeah. Items during bosses can either be pulled off really well or really poorly. I don't think I've ever seen some really good examples of it.
No, I mean you're trying to do a boss and trying to get an item at the same time. A little difficult to do. It's just your brain trying to do one thing and do another thing. Just kind of like X1 and X2.
Hey, guess what?
Speaking of which.
Also, yeah, water. It's bad, I guess.
Yeah, I guess it's like acid water or something that blows you up when you hit it.
Drink. If you drink this water, it probably won't be good for you. So yeah, they're both in the canals now, making their way through smoke, fumes, tanks, snipers, things, you name it, sentries, water, acid water. You got the whole list of deadly things. Got anything fun to add to that deadly things list, feel free to type it in the chat. Hit us with some more deadly things.
If they could have had slimes in there. That was a missed opportunity, I guess.
Poor sluts.
the earth box use again.
And so yeah, every level's gradually gonna get played through again. We're gonna see a much longer route on the base.
Yeah, the path you take to complete the maze stage and the path you take to get the relic is like totally different.
Much different.
Oh, and we actually see Uranium switching to the full jump guy here.
Interesting.
I think for this particular area, it's much easier with him to get the relic item, but I think that'd be the only reason. I'd imagine he'd probably switch it over.
Yeah, would make sense.
Who's who now? I don't even know.
Left is Uranium, at least how I have it set up. That's how it is on stream, I think. Otherwise, I've been spewing wrong information the whole time. Also, yeah, if you do not get that relic in the first go, you will have to re-kill that aimed, targeted, homing segmenty thing all over again. Clearly, I described that really well. And if you missed your little buddy, the slugs, don't worry. They're back again for round 2.
Yeah, slug bait. Gotta love them.
Oh man, these corn noms. The chat will be full.
Chat's just getting full of corn nom now.
Also, yeah, that's kind of a fun part there. You have to jump between the green ones. I didn't point that out the first time, because if you don't, you just get blasted back and if I kill you really quickly.
It's also
And
very
there we go.
unfortunate. Touch the crystal before you get the item, because then you gotta do it again. First time is such a classic of that theme.
But I mean, doing it again must be a really good idea if the game's making you do all of this again as well as all the bosses again, right?
So true, so true.
Also, yeah, we see Uranium here just, instead of dashing through all of those, actually blasting them all. Yeah, you can see a lot of explosions. Because people explode too.
And explosions.
In case you're wondering, yes, people explode too. Apparently.
And so do dinosaurs and plants and whatever else you happen to might think. They're all just loaded full of dynamite.
Everything explodes.
Oh,
You think there's not dynamite in your XYZ? There probably is. Oh my goodness. Baron.
This item was a little tricky, I think, to realize as well. It didn't make it obvious that you can fall down there.
Yeah, there's a lot of times where it's not that obvious, such as things hidden in walls. Also, yeah, shoutouts to that guy with a briefcase just standing there.
Yeah, never see him again, just only see him once.
In case you're ever wondering, that's the Fangame black market.
Блять.
The OFR is hiding it from you.
Oh, that's right, this one seemed like it was a tricky one. You have tanks from all down the bottom, you gotta basically jump to get and get to the item.
Worth noting is you can actually land on some parts of the tanks, which is kind of interesting.
Oh, splat. That's unfortunate. Yeah, the tanks, they're like, actually the box is really different. It's not like the whole tank, but
The front portions usually kill you, but you can also stand on a platform near the back, if I remember correctly.
Uranium almost finished cleaning up, and Almurat right behind. And it's just non-stop bus rush, 24/7. Oh no! Save the frames. Thanks, chat. You guys are the best. This is what we need.
Exactly.
Liars. Happy faces and going on. Attack face.
Words mean nothing. Emotes are life.
Exactly. Expressing yourself through words, that's silly. Expressing yourself through emotes is where it's at.
That's so like 1964.
Also, little one in the wall there. How you find that? Who knows? But that's where
And
it is.
here we go. Uranium side. We get to boss rush. 18 bosses in a row. All of these are shoutouts to Time Machine 2, as well as the Best Guy series. Worth noting is the purple things, which will shove you downward, meaning that you can't exactly jump very high in this boss. So you gotta be careful with the space you work with.
If you guys
And
can
then-
see the boss choices also.
Yep. On Almu's side, we've got Rock Guy. So some of these are easier than others, and most of them are relatively short, with just a couple patterns you have to get through. But you'll see a few with over 4,000 health, and those will take a huge chunk of time away. If
Some do have like low health and will die very quickly. Others have high health and will die very quickly. And there's some even have low health and will not die very quickly. It can be very complicated depending on which boss you face. But these two, I believe, I think Wreckers doesn't die very quickly, but Behemi dies fairly quickly. He's just extremely hard to hit because of all the balls that are coming at you the whole way through almost.
Yep. Typically as well, difficulty is scaled with the health of the boss. And yes, Rachel or Whale, however you want to go by, Bird Guy is given. Also, this
Great.
boss, I'm fairly certain, on Uranium screen, is the first boss from Time Machine 2. Correct me if I'm wrong. Also,
No.
yeah.
It's
Remember
the first
earlier-
Oh, you mean by its attacks, not by its look.
Yeah. Yes, same attack.
Yeah, I think
That
it's
big rock coming out of nowhere.
There's
Also-
the sound indication for that. Oh boy.
If you guys were really into the birds earlier, remember that there is Bird Guy, where you'll see a lot of pigeons. So I hope you like pigeons. There we go, with Almu getting one of them down.
Bird
Each
guy
of them
is
has one down.
If you ever misfire on the bird guy, it can be such a long fight. My goodness.
Oh yeah, it's like 5 minutes long or something. Completely RNG dependent too. So we have on Almu's side, this being based off of Valak Overdrive.
And if you notice, sometimes after he the general descends, he'll jump into the jump refresher there because you're trying to lead the big balls away, so that way they get to the left side of the screen versus target you. You really don't want them getting in your face all the time.
Did you hear pigeons? You did in fact hear pigeons. You will soon.
Some of the strats I see people use for Magnus is jumping off. Don't roll down the middle of the platforms, but I see that Uranium's the one where he just kind of moves to the left and right, which is totally viable as well.
And there's a lot of different ways you can do these bosses, since most of them are pattern. So it's a
Yeah.
lot of just what you're most comfortable with. Also, if someone finds some pigeon boat, post that in chat so that everyone can be ready to spam it.
Alright, Magnus down on Uranium's side. Leave it.
2 down on Uranium side, 16 to go.
Baldus,
And
that's one of the harder
Baldus.
ones. I didn't like him too much.
Also, sometimes you'll have to use the red jump refreshers on Almu's side to just escape a giant exploding wall. So yeah, once again, we can see Uranium using the shotgun to get some really close DPS. Again, that being a much riskier strat though. And then just keeping some distance. And there we go, Almu 2 down, 16 to go. And he gets Quena. This is the Aqua boss from Time Machine 2, if I remember
Yeah.
correctly.
The patterns are actually buffed, though. They're a little harder than they are in Time Machine. Well, at least for Time Machine 2 normal. I don't know if
Nice.
the patterns are buffed. And
I think it's pretty ridiculous and lunatic.
yeah,
Uranium, 3 down, 15 to go.
when I remember
Um,
pretty well, because she is quite attractive, but also extremely difficult to deal with.
Uranium getting Vamik, which we've already seen on Almu's side. One from the final boss metal sector. That's kind of neat.
Maybe kind of say might be harder than a tech version of that boss.
The bird emoji seems closeless. Perfect. Perfect. Soon, as we get bird guy on either side. Trust me, I won't even have to say we got bird guy. You'll know it's bird guy. I want to see some bird guys in the chat. Both times. Can we do that, chat? Do we have that power?
That was so close in front of there. She's a nasty one. As you can probably see, he's not using his shotgun very much. Not very good. He is very close to Quina. It's very difficult too. But her barrage, she's almost always got going on there.
Really, chat? None of you can do that? Don't let me down, guys. You gotta be able to do this.
Shut down. I refuse.
Dang. Shut down. Come on, guys. You can do it, chat. I believe in you.
Double Quina action. Oh yeah. This is my kind of game right here.
Keeping in mind Uranium has 4 down now, 14 to go. Nope, sorry.
Quina's quite the stucker though. They can be here for a little, both sides possibly.
Yep. Or this could be another one of those separating bosses.
Well, personally, I'm totally okay with that. It's a shame these guys weren't created portraits like the other ones were. But I guess like 16 more bosses is kind of a lot more to have portraits for.
And there we go. Uranium getting another one down. 5 down. 13 to go. Here we go, guys. I need to see these birds. So, I should explain this. This is bird guy. Basically, there's that guy and that bird. You can't shoot him while his bird is on screen. You want to attack him as soon as the bird flies away and is off screen. But of course, not only does just one bird gonna be there, but you're gonna have that one special bird. You can see him, he's slightly lighter in color.
Yeah,
but he's gonna try to
whiter.
deke you out every time. Let's get these birds, guys. I don't see you putting a bird. What is this?
Hmm? I love birds, man. So cool. That it just gets absolutely ridiculous, and like because this fight is so drawn out, you really don't want to really choke the bird fight ever. It just
Currently, Uranium is leading, chat.
Yeah, Uranium is leading right now. I think anyway. I mean, it could
And there we
always
go.
change.
Death suffered on Uranium.
Oh, died. Oh, man.
That is a nasty death, because as we know, these birds really love doing awful things. I think Almu's streams hitting a little bit of some frames. So, well, by sheer amount of bosses defeated right now, Uranium is ahead. But then again, that means virtually nothing. Because too much can change between Exceed and everything else. Almu taking down another one. There we go. He now has 3 down, 15 to go. And Icarus. Nice.
He's actually not too bad from what I've seen videos of him, but I guess some attacks can be quite nasty. I think he has, if you guys have seen Gustav and Z3, he has some similar attacks to Gustav and Z3. Possibly inspired by this guy. Possibly.
Also, yeah, pigeons. Just pigeons. I hope you guys are getting more than enough pigeons.
Oh, but there's gonna be so much more pigeons.
Oh boy. Pigeon.
Almurat has not gone to the pigeon boss yet, so there's definitely more pigeon height to be had.
There we see one of the more difficult attacks of Icarus. They can be quite cruel. And we see Almu taking the hit on that one.
Oh, there's an upside down fun.
Yeah. You can see that bird guy really leaves me sitting. This is completely random, and yeah, it's something.
All you can do is be patient with bird guy. basically have to be patient, otherwise you pay for it.
Yeah. There we go. Bird guy is down on Uranium's side, just as Almu takes down Icarus, meaning that Uranium has taken down 5 and Almu has taken down 4.
Oh, 2 new bosses. This that could be Perfect Man and Kilro. I don't know how to pronounce that name.
Ecape Lro? Wow. No,
Whatever.
Ecape blah.
If you like auto scrollers, you'll like this guy. Boy, is there a nice auto scroller coming along there.
Worth noting that Perfect Man is one of the more brutal ones, just because of the fact that it has so much health, and if you mess up, you have to do a lot over again.
Yeah, Perfect Man has a lot of hit points. Like, way too many hit points. He needs to have health at 2,000.
Isn't it like 4-4-4-4 or something?
Yeah, it's something
just
ridiculous like that. Yeah, I mean his pattern.
Oh,
5K. God, that's unfortunate. His patterns are not too bad to deal with, but it just takes a lot of endurance. And he almost has 5,000 hit points starting out. It looks like.
Yes, exactly 5,000. Again, with these bosses, a lot of them can just put you in really bad scenarios, no matter how difficult their attacks are by themselves. So a lot of our runners' skill is the ability to adapt to a variety of attacks from different places. Otherwise, you're going to take a lot of hits. And there we go. Now taking another one. Should be 5-5 both sides. Yep.
Now, if Almurat does this fast enough, you will never see Dre. Because you'll mostly see Crab Mecha on speed runs because it dies fast. Literally, I do the crab suit.
Picking down
you can't use shotgun on Perfect Man, which would help make that fight go a heck of a lot far away for that.
It looks like the Uzi is more effective for DPS here, even though the rocket does a lot of damage. Also, Almu there getting another one, 6 stun. He's blowing through it. Okay, here we go.
Time Machine 2 guy.
6K. This is another brutal one because if you die here, it's a lot of time lost. Yeah, and there we go. We have Uranium taking down another one. We have 6-6 on both sides. No, never mind. That's 7.
Strider actually is one of the more freebie bosses. You can just basically jump his shots, stand in one particular spot for his swords to come out of the ground, and that's it. That's like the whole fight.
I hope you like gun noises.
This fight's too. Yeah, Uranium is one that comes from Time Machine Roll for 5. I can't remember, and a lot of hit points, a lot of screen shaking, a lot of blur into. So ripped it right for a bit there.
Yep. I'll be making a decent dent in this. Please don't commentate his score. There we go. Uranium one down. He looks, yeah, he's 8 in, and Almu is 6 in right now. We see Eke again. And there we go. Almu taking down another one, and he is going to be at 7 now. And he has drunk upside down guy. This guy has little HP and basically like 2 attacks.
Yeah, that's like all he does. And I think he is. And we're seeing on the cap. Oh Jesus, that's a bad one.
That's a really nice angle like that.
It's fun to see that one. I like looking at it, but I wouldn't want to do it. That's for sure. And Macy is what underwater, I think. Wasn't it? Yeah.
So you can clearly see him.
Oh yeah, he fell off the end. Nice meme there.
So Uranium being 9 and now bird guy.
Oh yes, I forgot that when it comes to bird guy, you switch your controls to make it a little easier on yourself.
And we're seeing General Rot here again. Yep, we got more birds.
Nice chat following up with the birds. Thanks, guys.
Let's get those birds going.
Yeah, bird spam. Here we go. Oh, we got tons of birds now.
These are some real birds now.
That feel when they're actually not like cardinals, but oh well, close enough.
Whatever. They're all birds in the end.
Bird hype.
More birds. Think about it, guys. If you spam enough birds, you might actually be able to match the number of birds on screen. Then, I'll be really impressed. What's happening in the bird boss? Basically, there's that one lighter colored pigeon on the ground, and what you have to do is you can shoot the guy on the right as soon as that bird flies off screen, except he loves to fake you out a lot. And when there's a gazillion other birds, it's quite difficult to tell.
Yep, and if you shoot him, you are insta-dead, unfortunately.
Unless you shoot him at the right time.
Yeah. And there's a lot of fake outs and a flock of birds, and there's birds on the ground, birds in the air,
birds in the chat.
Birds in the chat.
There we go,
bird,
General
wrong bird.
Okay, and Uranium now being 10 in, we see Scadia.
Oh man, Skating is super free. You just gotta pretty much stay in one spot and just jump over stuff. It's really
syphilis, not that furry.
Yeah, Skadia just has like a couple patterns, like literally just iceberg, jump, jump, fall on the arrows, iceberg,
there
jump,
we go.
jump, fall on the arrows.
Bird guy is down, so sayonara to the birds. 10 kills on your middle side. Out. As we wait for the boss rush.
That one other attack too that occasionally does, but also not that bad.
And then we see Strider again now on Almu's side. So enjoy watching that fight again. Scadia almost dead. There we go. How to input bird rainy days like this. Okay, we are on to El Fruto, which is this demon type thing. Yeah. Whatever you want to call him.
He's demon, gargoyle looking, whatever. It's all the same, pretty much.
Yeah. 11 on Uranium side, and I believe 10? Yep. No. I think we're still on 9. Never mind, now we're on 10. Should be on 10.
Yeah, I think he's got 7 left, it looks like. That's 9. Isn't it? They're 16, right?
I thought he had 10. I don't know. I thought there were 18.
It's hard to say. They flash by so quickly. It might be 18. It was like 4 times 4, wasn't it? Or is it 4 times 5? Maybe 20. Maybe 20 or 16. So there's 4 in each.
Regardless, we see, okay, Almu has 5. No, Uranium has his 5 to go by the looks of it.
Bronto. Yeah, Bronto also super free. All he does is one attack. Well, okay, he has that other attack, I guess.
Commentators first. All he does is one.
All he does is one attack. Oh wait, no, he actually doesn't at all. Like both videos I've watched, did one attack the whole time.
Yeah, see, 18 bosses. I told you. Haha.
It's 18. Okay, thank you. Glad we cleared that up.
Don't worry, Amateur. The race is far from over, by the way. We still have Exceed mode, and Exceed can give you a headache.
Wow, Amateur. Giving a shout out to your boy Miku with me out. I see how it is.
Rick's on. There we go. If you love aim things, you'll be loving this fight. Looks like Uranium has around 5 to go. We got dual Rickson on. That was a big deal.
This one's actually pretty tough from what I saw.
Yeah.
Bullets and balls. There's the balls. Balls are super easy to deal with. Bullets and this one sucks.
Again, you may recognize some of these from our Deuce and Luna fights. Especially these balls. I know we had them a couple times on Uranium side, I think. That's cool. There we go, down on Elmu's side. We are making our way through these bosses one by one.
Almost
Looks like, yeah, he has 6 to go. Uranium, I think, is at 4 to go now, unless I've counted 5 like 3 times.
Yep, 4 left for Uranium.
And then we have the drunk guy again.
Upside down underwater drunk guy. What the heck?
So what's interesting here is that we see Uranium using the Uzi rather than the shotgun, so he's going to have a slower DPS than if he were to use the shotgun, but it is probably a bit of a safer strat, maybe one he's more comfortable with.
Yeah, definitely is, because you can get
And then
shotgun off in his face.
Almurat.
I have not seen that attack from Missy before. He's on some kind of shadow attack that also is kind of new. Usually just does spikes, but that's probably what Uranium's trying not to get
Hit by. Yep. Also, yeah, Almurat, the gargoyle, being dealt with on Elmu's side. And we almost have drunk. Okay, drunk guy is down on Uranium.
There he goes.
And 3 more for Uranium. Here's the crab mecha.
Almost down. Getting there.
Are you gonna commentators first this? Don't you? I tried to avoid that. Oh, crab mecha is down. Almurat,
Also down.
2 more on Uranium side.
There we go.
Icarus, there we go, and we've got Almurat down. And it looks like 5 more to go for Elmu, who
Baldus.
has Baldus.
Nice. Oh, there's different
Got taken-
techniques earlier.
Yeah, that's a neat one. He got taken down a little earlier on Uranium side, as you may recall.
Nicholas got taken down earlier on
Elmu's side.
What is this madness? I don't think, have you seen all the bosses at this point? Is there anyone we have not seen yet?
I'm not quite sure. I think there might be one.
Yeah, so it's there might be one. We've seen most of them
Most of the fun stuff is going to happen once we get to Exceed, though.
though. Yeah, that's when it gets really real. One more for Uranium. Or where is Sim? Yep, we've seen all the bosses at this point.
Yep, there's where Messins. 6k HP guy. So, no choke. Preferably.
I'm surprised Nell hasn't played this. Maybe it's next on his to-do list, because he speedran Time Machine 2 earlier today. Figured this would be up his alley.
Time Machine 2 Lunatic. Oh my goodness.
Oh my lord, yeah. He apparently did that too at some point. I can't even imagine.
I remember watching some of that. That was pretty crazy.
Oh, okay, so Almurat doing the other strat, which I mentioned earlier. The rocks kind of just fall, not even touch the platforms. Ooh, big rock.
Oh, and the big rock.
Yowza.
I guess you could say his world got rocked. Twice.
Missing all the
rock-
fun opportunities here.
Oh, and again his world getting rocked.
Oh man.
Okay, and 6k HP boss. Getting near the lower end for Uranium, and he's gone.
Oh yep. Uranium. It's time, my friend. It is time.
There we go. And so coming up here, at the top left, Uranium is going to be fighting Laplace. So Laplace is a very interesting boss, especially once we get to Exceed mode. But there's a few different attacks she can do. And I guess I'll start letting her play out before I explain some of it.
Also, fun fact, she is the one you see in the beginning of the game, kind of sitting in a chair, like a lady helping you with the tutorial.
It was all a lie.
It
So
was.
yeah, hey. Song on the Magnus boss is the same one as Culture Stage 2, or Culture 2 Stage 1, I think Piano Guy pointed out. So yeah, when the screen goes dark like that and you shoot Lapis, you will die. So you do not want to shoot Lapis when that happens. Lapis also has these really nasty aimed attacks with the purple things going along the ground as well, which can lead to some pretty nasty scenarios. Especially because if you have to jump to avoid the one on the ground, you can get hit by some aimed ones you weren't expecting to be there. Also, yeah, Katana's hurt.
Lots of counters she's throwing down now.
Yup.
Those are super fast.
Yeah, Shadow can be kind of nasty. We see Uranium's in sort of a nasty position being stuck on the side there.
Magnus is down.
Nice, Magnus down on Almu's side. I think Almu has, yeah, 3 to go. 3? I thought it counted 3.
I don't know.
Okay.
It goes by so fast, it's hard to tell. Super free
Chat, we can't count. It's okay.
Yeah.
Just go with it.
Math is not one of my strong points anyway, who cares?
There's Bronto down anyway. So
Yeah.
we'll see if it's 2 or 1. I'm
It's
watching.
2. Okay, so it was 3.
Aha.
Oh, he's still got perfect man to go.
Yeah, perfect. So that's 5k.
That's gonna be
As
good.
you can, Lapis can take a long time depending on how many counters you get. Because counters, they can waste a significant amount of damage you can do.
And the
And we
attacker's
see
seeing
him-
now, too. She's heading into her 3rd phase after this.
Yep. Uranium using the rocket launcher there to get the damage in when it's safe to turn around. Because some parts are kind of nasty to deal with in that boss. Okay, so those are shields up there. Basically, you cannot damage Lapis by shooting at the shields. Will do nothing. Worth noting as well, she fires off an aimed bullet with almost every attack, which can make setting yourself up in good scenarios really nasty. Yeah, that's nasty on Uranium's part there. 2 or 3 minutes down just because a nasty dash from Lapis. Really hard to react
right
to those.
into them. Cool.
That's rough. Then again, the bosses are where time gets made up or time gets lost.
Yeah,
Always makes it an interesting run too.
Oh no, save the frames. They're dropping again. Quick, somebody donate. Oh, we can't donate. Oh, dang it. Oh, no save these frames. There you go.
It's okay, guys. Just think of all the happy memories of the birds, and we're all good. Use the bird power to fuel Uranium so that Lapis may be put down once and for all. Except not really once and for all, because it's seen. But that's
Yeah,
okay.
except not really.
It's okay, don't question it. Also, this is kind of a nasty spot Uranium has himself in. He's gonna have to jump over Lapis on the aimed portion.
Some time there. Luke dying a perfect man.
Missing the rocket launcher shot down on top of him.
Both of these bosses are pretty nasty. Both of them consume a lot of time. Perfect man with his 5,000 gajillion hit points.
Yeah, and Lapis, which is being cruel near the end.
Also,
see
I don't know if you
the
guys have been observing this or not, but if you look at their life bars, like throughout the game, the life bars have kind of been steadily increasing in elaborateness. Lapis has hers wrapped with a cloth around it, and it's all sparkly and pretty in there. It's kind of cool.
It's very pretty. Did someone just fall out of their chair? I hope not. If you fell out of your chair, did we just hear someone die live on screen? I don't think so. We must save the frames.
Only the birds can save the frames now.
Sacrifice.
Lapis almost to her next phase here. Getting there a little bit by bit. I think she changes around 9.
Yeah, somewhere around there, 1k 900.
It's usually right after this attack. The massive purple ball, black hole emulsion thing. I'm just throwing words in there for fun. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore.
They're thingamabobs that do thingamabings.
Exactly. Alright, now we're moving on to his last boss. Huh?
Nice. So we could see here that Almu could end up getting a first try kill on Lapless would mean that the race may be closer than originally anticipated once again.
Yeah, absolutely. They could always come back. Bosses, you can never know. Some people I've seen, they've done lap plays, they've actually gone up and started using the shotgun to kind of negate shields, but definitely Uranium playing it a lot safer here, which is always not a bad idea.
Yeah, shotgunning on Lapless is extremely nasty because you have to be in a relatively close range for that. And knowing Lapless's tendency to take a couple steps in one direction or do a dash, you don't have a lot of a chance to react. Yeah. And that deadly counter there, that could have been really bad.
That was a close one, boy. Ooh, my butthole got tight on that one. Yeah,
Almu making his way over to Lapless.
Very well done, Uranium. We're not about to see ending number 2.
Yep, and we get to watch the credits again. Yeah. Let's see some credit hype, guys. So yeah, again, worth noting is that time is once again very similar between the two, but deaths are much less on Uranium's side, showing that depending where the deaths happen can really have an impact on your overall time. Lapless ends just as Lapless begins. It's like a never-ending casualty.
It's okay, Uranium. You did good, man. You did good. Who cares? Chokes happen, man.
Chokes happen, especially when Lapless dashes right on top of you and you can literally do basically nothing.
Yep. That's also... That happens.
Also, joystick. Yeah, I hope you guys are enjoying your prep for the second time. We see Almu going through Lapless for now. Again, he may or may not get through this faster than Uranium. Really depends how Lapless wants to be. Because Lapless can just be really mean at times. But we see that Almu is really into the shotgunning strats.
Yeah, he's going right
it's
for it.
Higher DPS, meaning Lapless will die sooner. But it's much more dangerous to be very close to her than to be very far away.
Sometimes the best offense is the best defense, though, you know? Considering in this game you don't have stats, you just gotta make sure you die. Oh, shotgun is totally viable, but boy, just to get dicey.
What? Oh, I'm fucking sorry for using Russian sometimes, but I think you should know what words means. It's kind of mean.
So Uranium getting through his second credits. We're now going to see he's going into Exceed mode. So in Exceed mode, bosses are now a lot more intricate and difficult, but you're also given 5 HP. So we can see, whereas before we only had to deal with the crane and a couple of hits from the stage 1 boss, you know, also have things coming from the left, as well as a greater density of those projectiles. So Uranium taking a hit early on, deciding to just reset, not worth taking that. Worth noting is that the knockback on these is also very high, and if you go off the screen, you die immediately regardless of the HP you have. So that can be quite unforgiving at times. One thing you'll notice...
You know, pretty easy when you first do this, but boy, he certainly does get a nice level up for Exceed.
Yeah, one of the things with Exceed is you'll notice that the pace of the bosses are generally a lot faster, which can make the fight a lot more difficult than you would anticipate. Especially
stronger.
Yeah, especially when some of the bosses are already pretty fast-paced. Uranium making a pretty good dent into Valorum.
Going down.
There we go. taking one hit, but Valorum out of the way as Almu gets closer to the third phase of Laplas, where the shields come up. Now we are going to see the blimp again. Here is the blimp. One thing that's interesting is you'll notice that the HP is largely the same, but the attacks are a lot more difficult, and I could be incorrect, but I believe the resistance to some weapons is also higher.
Save frames, post bird, quick.
We must get birds. Birds are the solution.
Closing in, almost done with that place.
Don't you commentators curse it.
I swear I'm not.
1 HP. Oh,
Literally
there
1
we go.
HP.
That could have been really
Jeez.
close. Nice
That
job,
would have
Almu.
been the worst death ever. Oh, if that happened at 1 HP.
Oh, we're going to get to see the credits again. We are 4 times into the credits now. Who's hyped?
So much credits.
Yeah.
Yeah, Zephyr gets quite the buff for his Succeed mode. It's so different. It's like night and day compared to his first round.
As you can tell, you don't exactly get a lot of leeway with these Exceed bosses, which we'll especially see once we get near Deuce and Lena, as well as Laplas, because those bosses in Exceed mode are extremely unforgiving. Yes, chat, I don't know if you can handle it, but there are more credits. Hold on to your seats. We don't want anyone falling out of their chair and dying, like might have happened earlier, apparently. So 1 hit again. Yep, credits 4 out of 6. Okay, we have giant whale thing. One thing that's I find kind of interesting is if you look at the background, the water's kind of blood colored.
Yeah.
Or a rustier. Yeah. Also, there's the lobster abs again. Yeah. You can't escape those.
Ooh, getting inked. Damn.
Yeah.
I don't like that addition.
Surprisingly, I haven't. There, I was gonna say I haven't seen much of the gun yet.
Ooh, that's even more dense than it was before. Oh, there's the gun.
Oh, there's the. Oh, there's the #1 hit. Oh, that's nasty having to turn around between those two.
Oh my god. I guess he must have done that by memory, because
the strats there, nice.
Holy shit. Oh, I can see his explosions. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's pretty sketchy. Oh, look,
God.
jellyfish.
Jellyfish to get rid of those strats where you sit in the back.
Oh my goodness.
Thanks, game.
Oh la la.
Very nice.
Not only do you have giant whales trying to bash you, you have lots of missiles, you have tons of jellyfish who really dislike you for whatever reason, and massive lasers. Who doesn't love massive lasers? Oh, taking another hit there. 3 hits to spare. Can he do it? Taking a shotgun there. That was nasty. He's looking quite... Going over him.
Wow. That
wow, 1 HP
left.
That was close. Okay.
Pulling off some sick moves.
Almu coming up to the Exceed here. Congrats to Uranium for that, because dang, that was nasty.
That was a fight right to the very end of that one.
Almu taking a couple hits here to start, not willing to take that, so he's resetting. Also, X1 and X2.
That's what we've always wanted, more X1 and X2 hard.
You thought this was rough before? You basically, I think, doubled your density for this? Or effectively doubled. You can see the literal nightmare this thing is. This will give you no mercy. You see him resetting 3 hits in because he just hasn't gotten enough damage.
Busting out the missiles again. Almost heading into that secondary phase there on Almurat. Oh, there we go. Kind of smack until he dies. Fortunately, Almurat's not getting smacked today. Uranium almost halfway with X1 and X2. Quite a savage battle.
Yeah, as you can tell, X1 and X2 can be really, really cruel.
You have to basically manage your defense for this fight, so it goes a lot slower than it normally would.
If you aren't ready either, you're gonna take a massive hit out of nowhere. Like 3-4 HP can be gone in seconds with these guys.
Yeah, you don't have much iframes after you get hit, only for like maybe a split second.
I'll move on to the blimp now. Oh, we see Uranium 2. This could get cut close. X1 and X2 need to cooperate and come down so he can get more hits in. Or we could see another struggle.
Keep throwing out all these bullet shields in front of him, they come down.
So worth noting is he can actually jump up to shotgun them if they're on the lower ledge.
Nice.
But doesn't need to because they're down. Very nice kill from Uranium. That's nasty. Very impressive. Okay, now we have Ayla. And already you can see HP. Yeah, HP is buffed now. You also cannot target Ayla by the looks of it, meaning that you have to hit the tree. As well, you can see the screen tilts a lot. So if you're not one for screen effects, you'll be crying.
If you also get motion sickness.
Yeah. Might be a good time to look away if you get easily motion sick. Chat. Could we follow your radio sound since he's in the lead? Pat? Yeah.
I don't want to risk blowing out everyone's ears again.
Okay. There you go, chat.
Sounds
Now you
really
know.
long. But
You're using tilt controls? I must agree. There we go, Almu taking down the blimp again. Also, that looks really, really cool with the spinning of that.
Super tricky here. Teleport or dead.
Gotta love how the crystals adjust as well. If you notice, blue will be changing to red.
I love the freaking butthole sitting in front of the trees hitbox for you. So bullets. Nice.
There's a fishy.
Two fishies, in fact, on the screens now.
Yeah, dealing with piranhas and the fishy projectiles. Never know what's coming.
I may be better
taking
watching.
another pistol.
Yes, this is very true.
Uranium taking a couple nasty hits there. Let's see if the RNG lets him hold it together. We can see that Almu is holding together fairly well on the whale, and Uranium knocked over by that RNG. You can see that the bullets will actually roll with the way the camera is tilted, which is quite a cruel addition. Once again, Almu going through the really nasty turnarounds. That's quite the impressive thing to look at. Also going for the shotgun strats on the whale, knowing he has a couple hits to burn.
Yep.
That might actually be a viable strat, depending on how quickly he can get there and do damage without risking anything.
No, you can risk the biscuit a little bit.
Yeah, considering he has, I think, 5 hits. We've heard the game volume might be a little louder. We've been working on it. Nasty. And there we go. We see the whale going down on Almu's side. Worth noting as well.
Revived on the other side as well.
You can see the FPS just tanking when all those explosions go off. Which is pretty cool. I want to be
frames. Oh, those birds need to save those frames, man.
Yeah, taking quite a big frame hit on both sides. Almu getting started on X1, X2. Hopefully they get some good RNG there.
Not getting
Uranium
high,
taking down Ayla. There we go.
Embarrassing.
Just hi.
Ice emoji.
Okay, Gottfried exceed. So, if you did not have enough darkness before, this is the time for it to enter your soul. You notice that there's a little bit of a shadow variant of him walking around as well, which can also attack you, meaning it's quite difficult to read both the shadow and normal Gottfried. And if we notice, there was actually 2 shadows there, and still is.
I can go up to 3, right?
I'm not actually aware right now of that. But
Dude,
as
I
you
think
can
I
tell,
remember reading somewhere the shadows actually can one-shot you too, can't they?
I do not know either. Also, Almu taking X1 and X2 down very quickly. Very nice job. But yes, you can see multiple different attacks can be summoned by the shadow versions as well as normal Gottfried, which means it's very difficult to take on 4 of these attacks at once. So, hoping for some good RNG over here on Almu's side as he takes on Ayla. Taking his first hit on Gottfried, we see Uranium down to 4 HP.
But yeah, you see the mark that's over his head. It just disappeared now, but he is marked and he gets hit. He gets double damage.
Extra friendly. Gottfried getting close to down. Is Uranium gonna get him? Yep,
Yeah.
Uranium takes down Gottfried. 1 hit. Currently, Ayla is around half health on Almu's side. 5 HP still. And a fishy. Using the shotgun on the tree. There we go.
Oh, strats.
Okay. Here is Deuce, the successor of Despair. You thought there was enough lasers before? You thought there was enough explosions before? You have seen nothing yet. Did you want speed? Well, we've got speed. Even more than you want. Notable here is the arrows that go along the top. You can't actually double jump over the top laser, meaning that if you read it incorrectly, you will get hit. And we can definitely see the lasers are now picking up in speed. And I hope Deuce shows us his other laser attack.
I also like to point out, Deuce fight is also quite lit. He's literally on fire.
Here we go. That's the other laser attack. This one is fun. Of course, you can get in some very nasty scenarios. Again, word of the day being used. But it's still very interesting.
You can definitely
Also,
tell
yeah.
just how I've had influence on this.
Yeah. Not enough lasers, clearly.
Nope. They are too slow, not enough. Gotta make them fast and furious.
Yep. And Ayla being taken down very quickly by Almu. He will also be getting closer to... Yes, I know in Latin it's Deus, but I just read it Deus, so... Haha. I'm the commentator. I can do things. But yes, you can definitely see that it is a very cruel fight. Sheerly because of the speed at which things can be going.
One's on fire,
Also,
one's wrapped in shadows. Oh boy.
I'm not sure if we pointed out earlier, but... Well, if we didn't point out, it would be kind of silly. You can moonwalk.
Yeah, I guess we didn't mention that. You usually don't have to use that until actually use the version of Deus. But, yeah, you can moonwalk. Really cool. Do that. Also, first try Deus. Whoa. Damn. That's good.
Yeah. Quite impressive.
Very impressive.
Meaning that we now are moving on to Lena Exceed, as well as Laplace Exceed. And yes, Uranium is currently 40 minutes or they're both 40 minutes under their estimate right now. But
Like this.
40 minutes can also mean nothing once things start going. So it looks like we will be seeing Lapis exceed first.
Yeah.
And looks like
Touch.
Gottfried is down on Almu's side as well. Once again, very well done. Also, they hate him. I love Uranium. Okay, so Lapis exceed. If you thought Lapis was a lot before, you've got more.
Fortunately,
it may-
though, she has a lot less health this round.
Yeah, well, it may look like she only has 1k HP. It is not that simple. Get her down to low HP, and you'll see something special happens.
Also, she has
So
a gun.
now,
Should also point
Yes.
that out. Too.
guns are
I had to pick up a gun somewhere along the way.
Took it from Strider after he failed.
Yeah.
So you'll notice here, as soon as the HP gets low on Lapis, Lapis gains basically 1.2k HP out of nowhere.
Yep. Also, life bar does not refill.
Yeah. Worth noting as well, which is more interesting about the Exceed version of Lapis, is that the shield she has can swap between top and bottom. Which means that you have to decide whether you're trying to hit on the bottom or the top, depending on where the shields are. Also, we see Uranium going for some of the shotgun strats, and as long as you're in the nearby vicinity for Lapis, the shotgun strat is very effective, regardless of where the shields are. We see Almu making his way on Deus. 2 HP left on him, but Deus getting low on health. Same with Lapis, in fact they're around the same health at this time.
Also, you can tell that the shields don't actually hurt you, and her balls are now much more shiny as well.
So this is getting... Oh, Uranium taking a death there. And that will... Oh! 1 HP down, or 1 HP for Almu as well.
Fuck!
So do you
Oh.
see its fate?
Ooh, that was close one.
That was
Another-
very close.
Another real tight butthole moment there, guys. That was... Boy.
Also, yeah, as Uranium wanted to show you, that's what happens if you shoot Lapis when she's in counter mode. She walks up to you and gives you a nice slice up through the center of your chest.
Yep. No 5 HP for that one. You die 100% guaranteed.
Yeah. You want mercy? You don't get mercy. So now, as we said earlier, again, it becomes a very close race now as they're both on to Lapis Exceed. The Exceed bosses and the prior timings meaning virtually nothing. If we remember correctly, Uranium was around a minute or two ahead when second credits for him came. And now they're very close to the same point, just because of some deaths on some bosses. And those can be very costly, especially late game.
Yeah, definitely at this point, the deaths are going to be quite costly. Some long fights.
Yep. Lena is also an extremely long fight coming up. You really do not want to try Green Lena's fight, because dying there is a lot to go back through. Also, can I just say, I absolutely love that attack of Lapis'.
She explodes and
This one
teleports.
right now. Yeah, that one just looks amazing.
Both of them are exploding and
I love
teleporting
that.
right now.
Nice. So we can see that this could in fact be very close as we go into Lena Exceed, meaning we could just be seconds away from the finish, or even possibly a tie, but that would be quite something.
Be down
Uranium?
like for the finish almost.
Yeah, it could get that close. So we see that Uranium is going for a lot of shotguns on Lapis when she's in close range. Also, pray for no counter now. Counter could be deadly for either of them.
And down she goes for Uranium.
Down she goes for Almu as well.
Wow, that was
And
great
we are
timing.
coming in really, really close as we go up
close.
to Lena Exceed. Just seconds away from either side. And once again, worth pointing out, look at the death count. It's such a huge difference with these bosses.
Oh yeah. Final boss time.
Here we go. Cutscene.
You wondered probably why she was mysteriously missing one day. Why?
But you'll only know if you read Korean.
Yeah.
So worth noting is for this part of the Lena fight, with the numbers above you, you have that white bar underneath you. And if you don't press the number on top of you before that white bar runs out, you will die. So pressing those numbers will refill the white bar somewhat. So it's a little interesting having to continue pressing those, because recall that the numbers also swap which gun you're using, so sometimes it's very inefficient to press those.
Yeah, so you'll see
yeah,
them kind of like wait out every now and then to switch their stuff until the last minute so they can use the optimal weapon.
You can see exactly how close this is going to get, either side being just 700, 800 HP away at any given time. Meaning that at this point, the run could be decided here. A death here may be enough to cost the run. Oh no, we see Almu getting just... We see Lena bugging Almu a lot. Almu realizing that with it this close, he's just gonna have to go for it. He could pull off a perfect Lena fight from now on, and this could be a very tight race.
Absolutely. Lena getting closer to low health, she'll start to bust out the clocks again. And once you start seeing that timer hovering below them, is going to get faster and faster and faster. And forces the change faster the weapons.
As well, the aimed orbs and the falling orbs again picking up speed makes it very interesting to try and figure out safe spots to stand, especially with the massive explosions.
Still a full health.
Very difficult.
Almu with 1 health. This could be good or be bad.
It could be a very close race. Also worth noting is at one point all these numbers just become 4s for whatever reason. I guess you're just intended to use the rocket launcher.
Yeah, it kind of forces you into the rocket launcher at the very end.
And here we go. Uranium is breaking into the second phase, 4 HP to go. Now we see Lena, the successor of Darkness. And upon killing her, we can see our third credits again. Also 6,666 HP. Or sorry, Lena, the successor of Madness. And here we go. Almu's pulling in as well. So HP does get restored to them. So Almu actually pulling through that second, or that rest of the Lena fight as we now go in here. We have Uranium around 1.5 HP ahead. And this is going to get very, very close. Almu making a very good choice to just go with what he had, and that paying off. 1k difference in health.
For some reason.
Madness is about a So yes, you can see kind of a wardrobe change as well for Lena.
Yeah, pretty significant wardrobe change. It's got a little more metal going on there.
Only slightly more metal. There. This is not an angel mode. This is Exceed mode. Clearly. You must be going crazy. Yeah. We can see that Almu here is going with shotgun strats to try and push him even closer. You can see the deep damage range shrinking even more between the two because of the higher DPS of the shotgun. Uranium at 1.7, Almu at around 1.8. This is getting very close now.
Gotta risk it. Almu taking quite a few hits there, very rapid.
Almu taking those hits.
You are gonna need those HP when it comes to the last part of this boss before it get disgusting near the end.
Still going shotgun strats on Almu's side. Gap is closing. 400 or 500 HP difference. Things are getting close. Uranium still choosing to opt with the strategy of the Yuzu.
Yes, as for the end of this part, you have to spam the act button, which I'm pretty sure what that button is, and the keyboard, what the default is anyway. But
And you also have to press the X button to unfreeze yourself. We can see there's basically a 200 HP difference. Almu... Oh, Almu. That is gonna cost in it. So close, such a close race.
Uranium's only got a little bit left to
taking
go.
it safe, picking up those very last hits. And congratulations to Uranium.
Wow, congrats Uranium, man, you did it.
Very, very close at the end. Heartbreaking to see what happened to Almu there. Just within a couple hundred HP, that could have changed a lot. Very, very good job on both parts of the runners. Congratulations to Uranium for taking this, as we are actually 26 minutes ahead of estimate.
Yeah.
And Patrick, I believe it's okay if we sit here and let Almu finish up?
Yeah. I mean, Almu's brave man taking all these risks to close that gap, and time again, and it has paid off for him as he's gotten here to this point by making those very risky maneuvers.
Especially the very risky choice to finish the rest of Lena Exceed Phase 1 by using 1 HP. He knew he wouldn't have the race unless he tried that, and it was quite the payoff. We saw quite the tension there, and I hope Chad enjoyed that too, because that was very, very close. Congratulations to both of them.
Yes, Uranium, it was that close. Like, you guys are gonna be within a minute of each other, probably, I would say.
Uranium, you guys were within a couple hundred HP closing near the end. Almu had around 200 HP more than you.
Yeah, damn near close.
Mainly because of the shotgunning strats he was going for. Very, very close again.
That's probably the closest run we may have seen this year's race.
That was extremely close. Incredible job from both runners. Seriously. Let's give both of the runners some clapping or pog champing or whatever you want to do to show your appreciation.
Congratulations, Uranium. Nice job, dude.
That is not easy. Oh, Almu getting just beat up by Lena. Lena's not being
Fortunate
very...
frames were not a deciding factor in victory. Uranium would have won. 8,000 frames, oh my god. The amount of birds need to coach for that is too many. So many frames we tied this day.
And there's your 5 out of 6 credits on Uranium's side. Congratulations once again to Uranium. Very impressive job. And a very impressive job as well from Almu.
Hell yeah.
Give both of them some clapping hands or something, because that was very impressive. These bosses can take a huge toll on you just playing in general, because they are not easy by any standards.
Especially not Lena, and that last attack is absolutely flawless.
Yeah. Patrick, you are being sent a sorry from Uranium. Do you graciously accept, or do you deny it? I don't know if you heard me. It's okay. Don't worry, Uranium. Patrick completely accepts your apology.
We'll speak for Patrick and say it's totally okay. Don't worry.
Oh, there we go. He actually confirmed it this time. Look, we were just mind reading him. It's all good.
Yeah, totally. Mind melding over here.
See, I didn't even have to talk to him to know. We're all good.
Twice I forgot to dash here. Just walk under these balls. I don't need to dash.
Very impressive job, Adam. Like, this is not easy by any standards.
I can imagine doing this myself.
Like,
My
seriously impressive. Both of you did very, very well. And many times we saw the lead changing hands. We saw bosses coming down to the wire. Very, very impressive.
Yeah, that's insane.
666 health.
Again.
So yes, you have to actually spam the activity the entire time before you can finish. Also, butterflies.
Butterflies, the true symbol of destruction.
Dude, whenever I look outside and I see those butterflies, I just run to the
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, spiders are cool. I can live with spiders and cubes and silverfish, but
We
butterflies
have
are
anti-venom, but we
Yeah.
don't have anti-butterfly.
And I'm done.
There we go.
Hey.
Congratulations
Yes.
to Almu, finishing just 3 or 4 minutes after Uranium. Very impressive on
Very well done.
both sides. Once again, looking how similar the time can be, yet how different the death count can be. A lot can change in this game, and leads can switch a lot. Let's get a GG in there.
Yeah.
So, very impressive on both our runners' sides. Any last words, Almu, Uranium? Anything you guys want to say?
No. Just thank you for watching. What I can say now.
Hopefully you guys all enjoyed that run.
Yeah, I actually want to say, Uranium, thank you for this race. Thank you for telling me participate in this. And thank you for the game. Very good job.
Let's get some clapping